What is going on, everybody? Back at it again with another YouTube video. And today, I'm going to be talking about the potential picks at 21 for the Eagles. And yes, I already kind of did make a video like this before, but this week there's 9 days left until the draft. I made a video a couple days ago on the draft scenarios and everything like that. But Mel Kiper's draft mock just came out. Kind of wanted to get into that. And the Eagles might not pick a wide receiver at number 1 with the 21st pick. So I kind of wanted to discuss everything like that. Also, we did hit 300 subscribers last night. We are now currently at 304. Let's try to hit 310 by the end of today. Again, thank you so much for 300 subscribers. It doesn't stop here. We will continue to push out these videos through this tough sports time. And, thank you all for tuning in every day. You guys killed the video yesterday. It has almost 100 views, 20 likes, something like that. Obviously, I have a lot of jerseys. So if you haven't already checked out my jersey collection video, I will put that at the end of this video. So to get into this draft talk, the Eagles, as we all know, have the 21st pick in this year's draft. Now, the draft is not in Vegas anymore. It is now all digital. We all know that already. I didn't really have to explain that. But today, around like 12-ish, Mel Kiper came out with his latest mock draft and has something that the Eagles could really need, and that is wide receiver Henry Ruggs at 21. He put him at the 21st pick. I don't know how possible that's going to be. I don't know even if we will draft a wide receiver in round 1. I don't know what's going in Howie's head. I'm not Howie Roseman. I don't know what's going to completely happen with the wide receiver position, with the linebacker position. I don't know. What I do know is we better not draft a defensive end or something like that in the first round. We have enough of defensive. We could draft a cornerback. I could see that being, put in play. I don't want it to happen. I want a linebacker or a wide receiver, mainly a wide receiver, but I wouldn't be crushed if a linebacker fell to us, especially one of the two that I wrote down. These are the two guys that I've had my eye on. I was either thinking we could move up, get another pick, or just try to move up in the second round or move back in the first round to get one of these guys. But if they're at 21 and, Ruggs, Ceedee Lamb, and Jeudy are off the board, I could definitely see them going this route. So with the linebacker picks that I have written down here, I have Oklahoma linebacker Kenneth Murray. I don't know too much about the linebackers, but I do know a lot about the receivers because that is really all I've been looking at. I've really wanted a wide receiver until today when I realized if we don't get Ruggs, Jeudy, or Lamb, do we go the Justin Jefferson route? Do we go the Denzel Mims route, Jalen Reagor? Do we go that route? Or do we just get another need first, get an automatic starter? Because that's what you need. That's what you need in the first round of this year's draft. If you come out of the first round without an automatic starter, like you did last season, but I understand completely the Dillard move. You had a 38-year-old Jason Peters as your left tackle. Now you have a left tackle for the future. You have Andre Dillard that's going to step in this year, make moves, make some noise happen, and hopefully he could be one of the best left tackles in football at one point because, losing Jason Peters, even though he was at an old age, he was still, when healthy, and that was a big factor with Jason Peters. When healthy, Jason Peters was still one of the best left tackles in the league. And we saw that during the Super Bowl season. Before he went down, he was the best tackle in football that year. He was the best left tackle in football that year. And, Kelsey said it in his speech, and we all knew it was true. But back to the linebackers and the wide receivers. So Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen are two guys that I have seen the Eagles reportedly talk to. My friends and I were talking about it, and we agreed on Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen if Ruggs, Jeudy, and Lamb are off the board. And that is if they are off the board. If Jeudy, Lamb, or Ruggs are on the board at the 21st pick, you got to take the best available. You have to take whichever one is available because they're an automatic starter and they're automatically going to be studs in this league. 100%. I honestly believe that those three guys, the top three receivers in this year's draft, will be huge game makers on any team. We all know Joe Burrow's going number 1. We know Chase Young's probably going 2. We know Isaiah Simmons is probably going 3 or 4. We know Tua might be going to the Dolphins. We know the Chargers could go out and get one of those guys. They could get a quarterback or they could get a wide receiver. And I think they have like the 6th or 7th pick, something like that. The Lions are in there too. They got the 3rd pick. I don't know who they're going to pick. I don't know. I just don't know. They could pick Tua. They could. They could definitely pick Tua. But, this is a huge draft for the Eagles. And the reason why I wouldn't mind picking a linebacker in round 1 is because this wide receiving class is so deep. You have guys that are going to be there at 53, or you could trade back. There was a report that my friend sent me the other day. It was the Ravens and the Eagles swapping picks and the Ravens giving us another pick, whether that's in the 3rd round or the 4th round. Okay, you got to draft a receiver at 2 if you don't go 1. If you don't go 1, you have to draft a receiver at 2, and probably 3. I don't know where we're picking. I think it's like 83rd or 81st. I know it's 21st, 53rd, and then it's like 82nd, 83rd, 84th. One of those picks in the 3rd round, and then 102nd. That's another pick in the 3rd round, unless if we traded that one pick. I can't remember. I know the first 2 picks 100%. And you could definitely get a guy like Mims or Jalen Reagor or the kid from Penn State. I can't think of his name. You could definitely get them in the 2nd round, whether it's at 53 or before 53 or after 53. But they just have to do this right. They have to draft right. This year is a huge year for Wentz, for the team, for Howie. It's a big year, and you need to draft right. You need to draft starters in round 1, 2, and at least one pick in 3 or 4 that are going to be starters this season, that are going to make a big impact this season on the offensive side or on the defensive side. You have guys like a Darius Slay. You have Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett, Sidney Jones, Jalen Mills on the defensive side that can take care of their own. Avonte Maddox is another guy. Will Parks. Now, you do need a linebacker, and that is why picking a linebacker in round 1 would make sense. It would make sense. I'm not saying that it wouldn't. But if you guys have watched my videos all off-season long with the Eagles, it has been receiver, 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 receiver. That is what I want. I want a receiver in round 1, and I don't want anything else. With 9 days left until the draft, all of a sudden my mind has, thinking. I've been thinking, do I take a linebacker in round 1? Do I take a receiver in round 1? I don't know. But this is what I do know. Not in any particular order. We have 8 picks, so I want wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. I want 3 receivers out of this draft. I want an offensive lineman. That's 4 picks. I want 2 linebackers. That's, what did I say? 3, 4. That's 6. That's 7. And then give me a running back. In the last round possible, give me a running back. Just because. Get a running back. Whether it's in the 4th round, the 5th round, the 7th round, get me a running back just to have as a 3rd down guy. Just to have on the team as a backup. You saw what happened with Boston Scott. You saw what happened with Greg Ward Jr. You saw what happened. The practice squad guys really made a difference. They did, down the stretch. And I don't know how long. I think Boston Scott and Greg Ward are definitely going to stay on this team. And I think they will definitely make impact on this team. I think Greg Ward will be a great slot guy, and I think Boston Scott will be a guy you can throw out of the backfield, or you can give the ball on with the short field, and I think he can make some noise. But this year's draft is huge. With the receivers and the linebackers, you need to hit on at least 2 or 3 picks this year that are going to be automatic starters. You have to. Or the Eagles are going to just waste Carson Wentz's career. And I didn't want this to happen like this. I wanted a proven receiver already. I would have taken DeAndre Hopkins. I know they wanted Miles Sanders, and I would not have traded Miles Sanders. I'm not saying that. But they got to steal. The Cardinals got to steal. And they now have the second best receiver in the league, in my opinion. So that's it for this video. Again, thank you all for 300 subscribers. Let's keep growing. Let's keep grinding through this together. There's 9 days until the NFL draft. The Eagles need to draft the linebacker or receiver in round 1. Anything else I feel is unacceptable. Honestly, I do. Thank you all for watching. I'm out. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.